Hello, anyone and everyone of the interwebs. How is everyone doing? Amy and I are just catching up because to me, it feels like, well, I guess I haven't seen you, Amy, since the marathon or our readathon.
Like 2.5 weeks?
Yeah. And then I feel like, we were just talking about how our Junes are just going a bit berserk. And I am currently not sick, but getting over being sick. And it was a brutal sickness. So now I have like a coughing fit just whenever it wants to, be had, I guess. And then Amy was talking about her husband had food poisoning last night. Like, it's just been a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then I definitely haven't posted. Yesterday was like the first time I posted a video in a while because I was hoping to be able to do it last week. But then as soon as Monday hit, when I'm usually posting, I was like, nope, I'm in bed because I can't talk and I feel horrid. And then life just got crazier and crazier and crazier. And so now I am also behind. But you know what? We're here. We made it, at least. That's kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
Grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Reading.
Yes. Amen. Because we were supposed to do this last week. And then both of us were like, could we not? Because we just had a lot going on. And life this June has just been hitting us hard. But Amy, how have you been? What's been going on your side of the YouTube world?
Yeah, June's just been crazy. Lots of personal stuff. Been sick. Been a whole lot of fun. But I am excited to get back into it this week. I'm like on the road up.
Yes.
I have like 6 different videos filmed that need to be edited. They're just like staring at me and I'm like, where do I start? But I will catch up. And as per usual, I have not one, but 2 different books to read because I'm indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me.
Yeah, I totally get that. I had my TBR for this month, and then because of just like, so we were gone for church camp for the first week, which was crazy, and then we got back, and it was my grandma's birthday, and then immediately after we got sick, and then now it's like we had a super crazy busy weekend because it was Father's Day weekend, and then this week is just recovery, I guess. I don't know. So like my reading TBR, I've been getting through it, but have I been reading the ones that I technically like am supposed to be reading for my game? Because on my game that I just created, I get like negative points if I don't read them. No, I haven't. I haven't. Did I stay up late last night to finish our buddy read, Amy? Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah, I have not finished. I'm working my way through it. Very excited.
Yes.
But I got sent this thriller, and I'm so excited for it too. So I've been like racing through. I don't know. I can't even like.
Yeah.
So indecisive, and then my reading has been a disaster this month. Because usually I'm consistent. Like I always read before bed. I'll usually read on a lunch break, or especially during the weekend. But because everything's been going on, it's like I'll be like reading, and I won't read for like 3 days in a row, which is so strange for me.
Yes.
So it's really weird.
Yes, and that's like all of you guys also let us know if you're struggling with this. Like maybe this is just a summertime thing. I don't know, but I'm like, we don't really do summer. Like as adults, that it's the same thing, and then like we homeschool Piper, but it's year round, so it's not like a normal, whatever. So I don't know. It's interesting how for whatever reason, I am right there with you where it's like somehow my schedule is just super different. I can't seem to find time to read. And when I do, I'm like, okay, do I read something that I need to be reading, or do I read something that I want to read that had nothing to do with any of my TBR stuff? And that's kind of the route I've been going a couple times, but that's okay. Like I'm actually slowly getting through Gone with the Wind because I'm supposed to read that this month.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a big one too.
Oh my gosh, it is. And then I also got Emma. That's what I'm supposed to be reading this month too. And it's like, and I love that, but these are 2 bigger books and they are different I don't know how to say it. My mind is
They're
not here.
dense.
Hold on. Yes, but then like their languages are super different. Yes. And also, guys, I have to pause for 1 second. I realized I left my laptop charger in the other room because I can't get my life together. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Amy, you can just do a dance or something to keep them entertained. I'll be right back.
You guys should let me know. Has anyone tried any new recipes lately? I'm working my way through a cookbook that's like making all these different foods with different colors, like cooking with, red fruits and veggies, green fruits and veggies, etc. And I did this like cool red fruit salad for a vlog that's coming up that turned out really well. It had like pomegranate seeds and stuff in it, which I've never put in anything before, but it was really good. So let me know, what's your favorite like summer dish that's like no heat cooking, because it's too hot right now for the oven. I'd love to know. But yeah, we were talking about no cooking, no heat like recipes for the summer, because I'm melting alive over here in the Southwest. So
yes, we were just talking about that today because finally like being back home and being in not normal schedule, because something's going on where we're not in a normal schedule, but having like the ability to be able to be home and cooking more. And I'm like, this happens whenever it's the hottest time outside, and we live in a boat, so it gets a little hotter, and it's been toasty. So we're like, what are those like cold foods that we can eat, like cold meals as well? Because Cody also, I don't remember if we've ever told you guys this, that he is basically a lineman. He's not a lineman, but it's very similar. And so he works outside all day, and then he comes home. Yeah, and he's like, I don't want a hot meal. And I'm like, I don't know how to do anything other than that, except for like sandwiches,
I got this new recipe book from the library. It's like cooking with color, and so the recipes are like red, blue, green, like with fruits and veggies, because I thought it'd be a fun way to try new, like blue potatoes. I've never cooked with blue potatoes. I didn't even know those existed. But I tried this red fruit salad, and it had like blood oranges, strawberries, red apples, although I accidentally got green ones, so, well, close enough. Pomegranate seeds, like dried cherries, and I'm going to show it in a vlog that's coming up at some point this month, hopefully, when I catch up on editing. But it turned out so good. So fruit salad. But I did learn to make a new brownie recipe that is baked, but it's caramel stuffed brownies.
Oh,
so good. It's so good.
I'm like, I don't want anything hot, but at the same time, a brownie that has like cooled just a little bit out of the oven is so good. It's like my favorite dessert.
Love brownies.
It really is. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start jumping in and saying hi to everybody, because I feel like it's been forever. Hello, Erica.
Hi, Erica.
So happy you're here as well. Thank you for being here. And then we have Carla / Cece. So we had like a really funny thing happen, because she's one of my Patreons. And I was talking and I was like, okay, Carla, I'm not sure if it's you or if it was Cece. And she's like, I'm literally the same person. It's like, oh. So I was like,
there you go.
And you guys will have to ignore my coughing. It just is going to happen. I'm sorry, guys. Hello, Brandon. Oh my goodness. And I'm just like staring at your cute little kitty there. Can't really see it super well, but I'm becoming more and more like, I've always been a cat person where like I like other people's cats, but I don't want one. But now I'm like becoming more of the person where it's like I like to also look at cats. Like if they're on a book or something, I'm like, oh, it's a cat. Whereas before I didn't care as much. So honestly, I was going to say, I think it's because of you.
Oh,
because all the books that you mentioned, and you talk about the cat, and I'm like, I kind of like that,
I think they're so cute. We just have a lot of family with allergies to them. So I could never really get one. Like,
that's me.
It would be hard to have family over. But I do think they're beautiful.
Yes. My best friend has 3 cats, and I'm like, I used to keep them at a distance because I am allergic. But now I'm like, I want to cuddle you, like hard. Like I want to aggressively cuddle you because you're super cute now,
Definitely.
All right, Karen, hello. You're happy to be here. Subscriber of Amy Marie, but you're happy to be introduced to you. Well, hello. It is nice to be introduced to you as well. Yes, we're big fans of Amy Marie on this side of the internet for sure. Hello, Susan. So good to see you too. We've kind of been chatting for the last couple of weeks, and she has been so excited for us to finally have another sprint. I have two. We're going to see how this night goes. I feel like it has, I literally messaged Amy the link like, what, 20 minutes before this started. And I'm like, I'm hustling to get stuff done, and clearly still didn't do it. And yeah, so we're just happy to be here. Hello, April. You're using tonight as productivity sprints. Hey, worked that just fine. Working on some custom ordered bags in the middle of reading When the Moon Hatched. Oh my goodness. I am so intrigued by When the Moon Hatched. So I would love to know your thoughts on that whenever you finish it.
I
Man, have
haven't
you?
heard it. Is that fantasy?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I can't remember exactly like what the full synopsis is, but if I'm not mistaken, the moon, like, or the moons at this place are actually dragon eggs.
Ooh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, April. Yes, but like the cover, if you see the cover, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, oh, I have seen that. You just didn't really, pay super close attention to it or whatnot. But it has like just it's gorgeous. The cover alone is gorgeous, which is of course like as a cover snob, that's why I read my books.
Okay, I gotta Google it now.
Yes, Google it. And I meant to show you, but I don't.
It's so pretty.
Isn't it? I know.
Yes.
I was like, I'm so intrigued just because of the cover. That's amazing cover art. And I was going to show you, Cody had bought me a new version of Emma because he was like, you're reading it this month and it matches my Pride and Prejudice version, which is like what is it, Puffin and Bloom. So it's like pink with all these like cute flowers and stuff all over. And I was like, oh, I love it so much. So I'm reading it and I'm like, it's making the reading experience even better. It really is. Love the music. It's so relaxing. Yes. So that was actually my bad. I usually try to have, that's our video that we're going to be having playing in the background as we're reading. And I forgot to mute that because I'm out of it. So if y'all do like that, tell me and I'll turn it back on. Otherwise I'm afraid it might be too loud or something. I don't know. I'm not on y'all's side. I don't hear it. So I didn't realize it was even going. But you're reading the Screwtape Letters, which is a phenomenal book, and it's one that I actually need to reread. It's been a hot minute since I have read that book. I really liked it, though. And Karen, you're currently reading The Guest List.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, I really want to read it because she has a new one that's like coming out really soon, right?
Yes, it's like The Midnight Feast. I'm on hold at my library. I'm like number 10 on the list, so I'm sitting here like, hurry up. Yes. But that was actually, The Guest List was actually my first like contemporary thriller that I remember reading. Like I'd read some suspense, like Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So I'd read some like classic suspense, but that was like the first like real thriller I think I ever read, and that was what got me into it a few years ago.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, how fun. I did not know that. I've never read anything by Lucy, and I'm excited because I do own The Guest List now, and so I'm like, do I go ahead and jump in with these things, or do I wait just a little bit longer, go ahead and keep reading like my summer reads, and then use those as like spooky season, because I don't really read a ton of thriller. So
yeah,
I don't know.
She's definitely pretty intense. Like there's some good cursing and a bit of commingling at times, which I usually just like skim, get me through it. And I love her plots. They're so fun.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say, is that the plots alone are just really, really good. So, sorry. Hello, Jana. It's taken forever to show up. So there we go. How are you? It's been a hot minute since I've talked to you as well. If things are lagging for you guys, I'm sorry.
Oh, I love chicken Caesar salad.
See,
a homemade Caesar dressing with actual anchovies.
With actual anchovies.
Yeah, like I get the canned ones and I throw it in the blender, and it grossed me out the first time, but it was so good. I haven't turned back.
Oh wow, I have never heard of that before. And now I'm slightly intrigued because I literally just told Cody on Sunday that I've never eaten anchovies before or anything like that. And I don't know if I'm like, do I want to? Do I not? Do I want to? Do I not? And I'm kind of intrigued because he has eaten some weird stuff. And then I have tried it and it's like, okay, I think I've been missing out. I didn't know that this was that good, but then it ended up being good. So I'll have to, if I make a Caesar salad anytime soon, I will message you and you'll have to tell me like use this many because I might overdo it or underdo it or something. So I'll
Yeah.
have to
Or
ask
you can
you.
buy anchovy paste if you don't want to actually see
Oh, that
the
just
little
sounds
like
so gross.
yeah. You don't want to see the little like the little guys so you can get the paste for the recipe.
There's just something about like any sort, like just anchovy paste just sounds so gross. But I know
Oh.
it's you've been making a fantastic veggie wrap lately. Spinach and herb tortilla with lettuce, cucumber, green apple, mushrooms, avocado, and feta cheese. That does sound amazing. That's like
Anything
all
with
of my
feta is my favorite. Anything with feta.
yes, yes. I realized that I had forgot to get feta today whenever we went to the grocery store. And I got home and just kind of stared at my fridge, like hoping it would just like pop up or something. I don't know. But I'm over there just like, I'm an idiot. That's the one thing I was like the most excited to get from the store and I forgot to get it. But I did get, do you have an Aldi, ALDI, close to you?
And it looks so good too. We don't.
Oh, okay. So we go there because it does actually save us money and because they have like items that you just can't find other places. But I really love Ollipops. And I ended up finding, I don't know if you guys, these, it's a Vitalife, I'm not sure how you say it, but pineapple mango. But what I like about this one is it's a probiotic drink instead of the other one is a prebiotic. And they're both great for you. But I do need more probiotics. With if you have PCOS, you're supposed to take like get more probiotics like that. And so I was like, wow, I actually found a drink that had it. So that's great. It's actually really good. So I may have forgot the feta, but I did get that drink.
That's good.
Yes, yes. And then slowly, you eat a lot of salads in the summer, especially when it's hot like this week. You drinking so much ice water. Yeah, my water intake like skyrocketed, which is good and it needs to happen. But my bladder is quite shocked by this turn of events. So you think the Pioneer Woman has a recipe for caramel stuffed brownies. They look delicious, but I haven't tried them yet. Just anything, caramel and brownies together are wonderful. That's seriously one of my favorite creations ever.
It's so good.
Oh my goodness. You made caramel brownies for Father's Day picnic and your husband made marshmallow flowers for the top. They were so
marshmallow flowers.
I know. I'm like, wow. Carla, you're going to need to send a picture of that one if you have it. But that's amazing. And Karen said, you ordered When the Moon Hatched from Fairy Loot. What? Okay, so that's going to be a really cool version of the book. I have not. Well, have they like released what it's supposed to look like? Because I haven't seen what the Fairy Loot version is. But it could be like, oh, what's the other one? I'm a part of it and I still forgot. It has the yellow box. Illumicrate, where you kind of know about the book, but you don't know what book you're getting until you get the book. It's kind of fun. Kind of fun. And your given name is Catherine, but your friends have always called you Cat since you're such a cat lover. Cats and you go hand in hand. Yep. Hey, it works. That makes sense. It makes sense. Hello. Just got home from an unexpected dinner with your grandparents and fed the doggo. Have you guys sprinted yet? Nope. No, we have not. We've only been chit-chatting for about 20 minutes and we are going to start. I'm going to try really hard to keep us on like a rather stern schedule today because we still need sleep and I can tend to just babble on forever on these things. So we're going to try and have like a good stopping point and also hoping to finally get into Good Wives. Okay. Someone else had just read Good Wives the last time that we did a sprint and they were talking about how much they loved it, but I don't remember who it was. So it looks interesting to me because I remember looking it up whenever they had talked about it. Amy, have you heard anything about Good Wives?
I haven't. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm not either. Well, I hope that you are enjoying it. I am reading, my goodness, I had my book over here. My life is just, oh, here it is. I am reading Starsight, which is the second book in the Skyward series. And I am loving this series way more than I expected. Like, I knew that Brandon Sanderson is one of my favorite authors, but it's sci-fi. I don't love sci-fi. I really don't. And so I was just like, am I just going to read this because this is our Patreon pick? And they really wanted to read Skyward. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and suck it up and do it. But man, it is so good. I'm shocked by it. I'm shocked by it. And like how funny it is too, because there are, well, I haven't seen one of them, the characters in here just yet, but I'm not super far into this book. But I talked about it in my video. In Mbot, he is like this spaceship, but he's like a sassy spaceship because he'll talk to them and like he always like he like talks about humans, but the way he talks about it, she's like, I actually love you guys, but like, and then he just kind of insults you, you know, and you're like, huh, but you said
like backhanded.
Yes. And you're like, you said it in such a nice way. I'm not sure if I'm mad about it, but man, it is such a good book. They're great. And so I'm very excited to finally start that one as well, or get further into it. Okay, sold this as a separate purchase from the subscription box. So they gave all the specs. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know that LitJoy did one for Ella Enchanted. And it happened to be whenever I was gone for camp because I so badly wanted that. That is one of my favorite books of all time. And I'm sad that I missed out on it, but I might find a copy some other place. I don't know.
Have you ever watched the movie for that one?
Okay.
Do you like the movie? Is it?
I do. They're not the same. They're not the same. Like there's definitely lots of differences, but I still like it. Like I still like them both equally, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
I just act like, you know, the movie's its own thing and the book is its own thing. And then it's all good. It's all good. And hello, Laura, you're reading The Lost Bookshop. That is on my TBR and like not super high on it, but it's on there and it's been on there for a hot minute too. So I'm excited that you're reading that. Hello, Kelly. Nice to see you. What are you reading? And you've loved Starlight. Okay, Starsight. I always call it Starlight and I don't know why. Mbot is the best. Yep. How it ended, I had to get Cytonic right away so I could see what happened. Yes. So my mom started reading Cytonic and then she finished it, so that's the third one. There's 4 in this entire series. And then they have like it's like a book that has multiple novellas within the book. And so then you supposed to read these novellas at like certain points between other ones. And she was like, she went back and read the one that she technically should have read before she got to the third book. And she was like, I really should have read this first because I guess it like, I don't know, it gave away some things or changed some things, or I'm not really sure. Maybe gave some like background information about somebody. I have no idea. She was like, I'm not going to tell you anything. So Laura, just know that there is a book that is between Starsight and Cytonic that you should read. It's apparently really fast too. Oh, and hello, Hannah. How are you? I see you say binging Riley Sager's new book tonight. I saw you post that on your Instagram, and I'm really jealous because I have still yet to read any Riley's books ever, and I'm really sad about that. You know,
I've read a couple, loved all of them except for The House Across the Lake, which is a very divisive book.
The one I really want to read, and I think that's why, because I hear such polar opposite takes on that book that I'm so intrigued by that, you know. So
yeah, it's a love it or hate it kind of book.
Yeah. I probably won't like it. I was reading well, Hannah, since you're still on here, I was reading The Marriage Act, which is a sci-fi book. And it's one that, like, whenever I would tell people I was reading it, it was the same thing where people were like, I love this book. Or people were like, yeah, no, not really, you know, not my cup of tea. And I was reading it and I actually didn't finish it, which made me feel terrible because it's actually for a book club. And I really wanted to read it. And like the idea was really cool. So it was basically about like in this world, everyone is supposed to sign up for like this marriage act. And that means that you then are like supplied with this like listening robot thing in your house. And anytime it feels like your marriage might be, you know, struggling or whatnot, it'll start registering it and bringing information to like the over people. And then
That's
they
so creepy.
I know, but like you get like good housing and like a better job or something like that. But it also, you marry the person that it's like, hey, you're most compatible with this person. It's not even necessarily someone that like you were drawn to. So, anyways, it
Ooh.
follows lots of different people, but then you start realizing like murders are happening and we're not really sure how or why. And I was so intrigued, but it was just like that book just got really weird and I just couldn't do it anymore. I really couldn't. And I'm like, maybe I'm a sissy. I don't know. But I couldn't do it. But I really wanted to like that book. So if anyone else didn't like it, let me know so I don't feel so alone because it sounded really cool. But oh well. Oh well. So I feel like that might be what I'm going to end up feeling like with The House Across the Lake. The whole Skyward series needs to be movies. Agreed. I would love to see it. I would love to see that. Absolutely. Fun fact, yesterday you learned that Good Wives is the second part of Little Women, and I can't stop sharing. What? I didn't know
I didn't
that.
know that. I've
How
always read
cool.
Little Women, and it's just like the one big, like everything's combined.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Who knew? Did you know that there is another book? So Peter Pan was written as like a regular book, and then they adapted that into a movie. But they actually found papers from the original author and that was like almost a complete second story. So then they finished that, and I only know this because we just happened to buy it not too long ago because it was such a really like it was a really pretty cover for one. That's why the only reason I buy books apparently, but also I just didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, well, and then and then I start learning that there are lots of like continuations of these stories that we grew up with, and I just never knew. So that was apparently one of them. Yeah, or like, what is it?
Um,
Silver by I think I think it's the Treasure Island continuation, but the book itself is like looks really modern compared to that one. So I had no idea when I first bought it, and I was like,
interesting.
why does it say Treasure Island? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah.
It's like Alice in Wonderland and like Through the Looking Glass. I think it's like the
Yes.
second part.
Yeah, and like who knew? Took me a long time to put that one together. And Grandma Susan, she agrees it needs to be movies. It'd be so much fun. Okay, As Sure as the Dawn. I don't think I know that one, but I might. But I hope that you are enjoying it. And then you DNF'd The House Across Lake. So see, you're not the only person who didn't care for it.
I wish I had DNF'd it. And actually,
Oh,
I've liked every
really?
other Riley Sager. I've liked every other
Oh,
book. I've read like at least 3 of his other books.
yeah.
But The House Across the Lake, when I finished that book, I was like in bed. It was like before night, and I'm like finishing it, and I just sat there and like stared at the book and was like, no. And like
Oh,
my
man.
husband walked by and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I am not okay.
Nope. Don't talk to me. Nope.
Not okay right now."
Oh, man. Well, I am really excited to read it, but there is other books too that I'm also very excited to read. I just cannot think of them off the top of my head, but that's the one that always, like when I hear Riley Sager, that's the one that pops in my head. So, you're also hoping to start Crime and Poetry. I just learned about that one, but I don't really remember anything about it. But I love a good play on words. So, Crime and Poetry. We are currently, well, I shouldn't say we. I finished the book, but Amy is also reading a book called Sense and Second Degree Murder. It's the second book, and I don't even know like what they're calling
Jane
the
Austen.
Okay, the Jane Austen murder mysteries. It is so good. I cannot wait for Amy to finish it because I think I liked it better than the first one. But the whole reason why I wanted to read them was not only because it all has to do with Jane Austen, but because that is such a clever play on words. So
It's
I
so
like
good.
it.
And the covers are adorable. Like they look like they're
Yes.
embroidered or something.
I love them. I love it. I love it. And so I'm very excited. We'll have to then buddy read the next one because I really want to read it. I really want to read it. I think it's called like Manslaughter Park, which is a little more disturbing. But
like
Manslaughter Park is my favorite Jane Austen. So I'm interested in that for sure. You didn't care for the ending of The House Across the Lake. Okay. I hear that. I hear that a lot. So I get it. And hello, how are you, Jennifer? You're going to be reading Live and Let Chai tonight. My goodness, you guys have been talking nonstop about that book. I'm not sure if you are on there, but Hannah, our sweet friend, has a book club called the Cozy Comfy Cozy.
I don't think I am. I need to check that out.
Oh, you need to be in it. It's all about okay, so she does like comfy books, but she's trying to not make it to where they're all mystery. They just kind of happen to be mystery. But Live and Let Chai was talked about so much on there that I'm like, all right, dang it, I'm going to read that book now.
It's the one by Bree Baker, right? I've read like the first two in that series. I think, and I really liked them. Yeah.
Fun.
They look like an iced tea shop. I mean, come on.
I know. I am so excited to start the Laura Child series because it's the one that's the tea shop mysteries, because that's right up my alley. But I meant to ask you, and since I have you here, do I need to start with number 1?
I would, because there's a lot of subplots with like the different like employees and stuff, and I feel like if you jump around, it would be confusing.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a Hercule Poirot sort of thing where you can kind of jump around and it doesn't really affect the storyline. But
you could, but I think it adds something if you read it in order. That's what I'm.
Okay.
So I went back and like started reading it in order because I jumped around at first too.
Okay. Well, good thing I asked, because I was going to be like, I'm just starting anyways, but I'm pretty sure I only have like 11 through 18 or something like that, because I got them from the library sale, and I guess they didn't have the first ones. So I'll get them. And they convinced you too, Jennifer. So see, I'm telling you, power of suggestion is strong with us women in that book. I want to read it because of them. I had no other desire until then. And Grandma Susan says that Live and Let Chai was really good. So that's awesome. Okay, well, we are, sorry for the coughing, officially at the 32-minute mark. So we are going to go ahead and start a sprint. And we're going to do, I'm looking for my phone. We're going to do a lengthier one. We're going to go ahead and go all the way to the top of the hour. So that's 9 o'clock for us. And wherever you guys are from, it'll be the top of the hour. And then we will kind of chit chat, and then we'll probably do like a little bit of a shorter sprint and then head off. Well, I'll head off to bed. I'm sure some of you guys will probably still be awake, but it'll be pretty late for us. So I will get everything set up. I do want to say that I did forget, we are a cash envelope family, and I did forget to put money on my card to pay for my YouTube premium. So we might get commercials, just so y'all know. So I'll go in and try and like pass it on or whatnot, but just know if that pops up, super sorry. Hopefully it doesn't, but we'll see. So I'll get everything set up, and I will see you guys back at the top of the hour. Yeah. All right. Hello, guys. How was that? Amy, how was your sprint?
It's good. I'm on page 228, and
Okay.
it's going well. I think it's a little more of a slow burn for a
Yeah.
thriller, but I love the premise because, like it says on the back, if memories are your identity, who are you without them? The main character had suffered this traumatic brain injury a few months before the story takes place, and then she witnesses a murder, but she can't recall the details because she has like short-term memory loss. So she's trying to like piece her memories together and stuff, and it's very interesting. I like it.
Oh, that does sound good.
How
Did
about
you
you?
post about this on your Instagram or something?
Yeah, it's an arc that the Kensington publisher sent to me, so I
Okay,
was
then
excited.
yes. 'Cause I was like, I just read something that sounds very similar to that. That was probably what it was. Well, I am like halfway through chapter 5 in Starsight. I didn't get a ton of reading done. Cody was we have like
Don't blame it on me.
I'm not blaming it on you, but we have a porch at like the whole top of our boat, and he was like, "Babe, it is so pretty outside. You need to come out here." And so, I took laptop and everything out there, and I was gonna like do this part out there too, and then we realized like, oh, our lights aren't up yet, so it's really dark. So I had to hurry back down here. But it took us a little bit of time to get like my laptop and everything situated up there. So I didn't get a ton reading done, but I did get I got some interesting stuff figured out in the book now. So I'm very intrigued. So it was a good time. I was not
I
reading
warmed
the
up a
whole.
little dinner because
Yeah.
I'm like 2 hours behind, so I was like, let me get a little food.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Cody's currently eating his snack of ice cream and peanut butter and chocolate chips. I was going to tell you there's chocolate chips in there. So, yeah. Okay, so we're going to jump on. I think we left off here with Annie. Hello. You hate jumping on, or you were jumping on late. That's okay. You'll be reading On Wings of Ash and Dust by Brittany Wang. Think Tinkerbell and the Pirate Fairy meets Hunger Games. That sounds
I'm
really
intrigued.
I know. I'm like, and gonna go look this one up while we speak real quick. That sounds really, really good. And then I did see you mention this one earlier, so I did look it up really fast. To add to the tea-themed Cozy Mystery Rex, Vicki Delaney has a series called A Tea by the Sea Mystery. Never heard of that one either.
It's
Is
on
that
my
one?
TBR. I haven't got to it. I just read. She has another pen name, and I just read a book by her and liked it.
Okay.
I gotta look it up. I can't remember what her pen name is, but I'm now on the Vicki Delaney
Gotcha.
kick. Let's see. Eva Gates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the On Wings of Ash and Dust. I have it on my to read now. That's stuff. And then let's see. Mom, hello. You came in late. That is my fault. I forgot to remind her that we were doing this. So better late than never. Mom, what are you reading now? Because she has officially finished Wheel of Time. So that started like middle of March and she's finished now. And then she was reading Skyward with us. And then we're also supposed to be reading. Have you ever read, Amy, the what is it? The Lady's Guide to Etiquette and Murder? It's like a purple cover. Oh,
sounds good.
This month. Yeah, it sounds super cute. It was like our runner-up for the Patreon pick this year or for this month. So what we always do is just do that as like a buddy read. But it is on Audible for free if you have an account on there. So kind of for free, But yeah, I plan on doing that one after this one. But I was like, that might be something that you have already read, but I guess you haven't yet, but that's okay.
There's just so many books. I'm like
I
buried
know.
under my TBR.
I know. And then we start talking to other people and like, I mean, literally just added books to my TBR as if I don't have plenty. Yeah, it's an issue.
Yeah, you convinced me on the reappearance of Rachel Price, I think it is.
Yes.
So now I have it on hold with my library, so I'm waiting for that to
Yeah.
get there.
I hope that you like that book as much as I did, because I literally, like I said, I kept thinking that I knew how this was going to play out. And then whenever it did play out, I was like, oh, nope,
Yeah.
didn't go there. It is very, very good. I really liked it. And I'm pretty sure she is the same author for like Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I've never read.
Yeah, she is, but I haven't read that either, but I've always heard like amazing things about it. So I'm like, okay, I need to get on this.
Right. Well, and now after reading Rachel Price, I'm like, okay, if it's anything like that one, then I probably would love it, because that really was a great time. I should have said it in the video because it was really funny, but I was listening to it because I ended up getting the audio before I could get anything else. Like the line was super short for the audiobook, even though it had just come out. It was weird. And then I did actually have an ARC copy that came in like on my Kindle or whatever. So I was going back and forth, but I was doing dishes and I was listening to it. And it got to this part where it was like intense. And I'm sitting there just like washing dishes and just completely zoned out of what was going on. And I have no idea how long I just stood there, but I literally just stood there, water running, hands holding stuff, like suds on my hands, just like, what is going on? And then like Cody had to snap me out of it. Yeah, so it's really good.
It's a good book. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. I highly recommend it. Hi, sweet friend. It's been forever since I've talked to you too. A little late because you were trying to decide what to eat. That happens, but you did make it, and you're listening to book 3 in the first Percy Jackson series with your kiddo. I love that. I have only read the first book. And for those of you who are jumping on late who don't know, I am getting over a sickness, so I'm coughing a lot. So just ignore that. But I have not read the rest of the Percy Jackson series. But I love Percy Jackson, so that sounds fun. Remember to hydrate? Yes. And it is always appreciated when you hug the like button. It means a lot. You're joining late. Hello, friend. Bit here to read. You're reading a Hardy Boys classic. Yet another thing I've never read, but I feel like I should have.
No. I read so many of those as a kid. I did read some Nancy Drew, but Hardy Boys was my favorite.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I didn't read a whole lot of like mystery stuff growing up. I'm trying to think of like what I did read, but I don't know. It wasn't mystery though, because I didn't really read like Nancy Drew or anything like that. I did The Borrowers. Do you remember what The Borrowers?
Was that the little
I think
people?
so.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was these little people who lived in the walls. Sounds weird. They were like mice size.
Yeah.
And they were called The Borrowers because they would like go and like take something that was like humans and then they turn it to work for them.
I'm pretty sure.
It sounds familiar. Like, it really does.
Yeah, it's a movie. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I read stuff like that. I don't know.
Is your mom on?
I read a lot of fantasy, some mystery, but not nearly as much now. And then a lot of historical fiction. Like I loved, like I would read like the young like royal series where they'd have like Cleopatra, but it was like her younger version and stuff. And like, I loved like those kind of reimaginings of like real life people.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't read those either. I'm like, what did I read? I know I read Harry Potter.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then I guess I liked like quirky, weird, like romance in a way. Like I was talking about in one of my sprints a while back that one of my favorite series of all time whenever I was growing up was called Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging. And it's like, it was such a strange name. It was obviously from England, but it was such a funny like coming of age book. And I liked those. And like, Twilight. I did read Twilight. I was one of those people. Looking back now, I'm like, I probably wouldn't have.
The books were way better than them.
I mean, but even then, like the writing's not that great. And it's okay. We don't have to That's a fight that people
Glittery
start, and I'm like, you're
vampires.
fine. You can love it. I just don't. But I do need to read Hardy Boys, and I'm excited because I'm going to try and get Piper to read those whenever she gets a little older. You got your water bottle with you. Good. It's 90s here all week. Yep. It was right about that, if not a little higher than that today.
93.
So, yeah, it's getting hot, man.
It's too hot.
I know. And you're in Arizona. So, like, I feel like it just gets hotter there. That might just be my imagination.
Yeah, they just don't have the humidity.
Yeah, no humidity.
It's dry heat. But I do live more northern, so it's been like in the 80s, which is still hot for me at least. But I'm like,
right.
Tolerable.
Right. Whereas I'm like, oh, 80 sounds so nice.
I think we're at like 70-something% humidity.
Yeah.
Plus being 94.
Yeah, it's very humid here. As you can, like, this is why this stuff happens. Because I go outside and my hair is like, oh, it's humid. And like, just immediately freaks out.
It must just feel like walking outside is like taking a shower almost.
Yes. Yes. It's gross. It is gross. It is not my favorite feeling in the world. And luckily, like, it does die down, but it's always humid, but like the level of humidity dies down. Now it might not around the boat. I didn't really think about that because it is just around all water. But
like
in general,
at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I start sweating.
Okay.
As soon as I get out of the boat.
Yes, but you're not the litmus test for sweating because you do just kind of sweat in general. So, anyways, that's Cody. For those that don't know, that's my husband over there. I'm not just like talking
This is
to
what
you.
I'm reading.
Cody is reading this. He wants y'all to know Winter's Heart, which is book 9 of the Wheel of Time. So, just so you guys know, my best friend and I are going to be going through Wheel of Time next year. So, if anybody else wants to jump on board and read these monstrous books with us,
they are amazing.
Let me know. It is not murder mysteries. And so I'm interested to see how much I like it. But yes, hello, Carla. You just made some hot tea, which sounds really good. Job to keep the water close. Yes, especially right now. And I saw this come in, and I was literally thinking this because that's exactly what I did. Tried to go out and read in the dusk of twilight and forgot my bug spray, moving inside and taking a Benadryl, now in an effort to focus more on my reading and not swatting at mosquitoes. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. And then I started getting eaten up by mosquitoes. And I was like, yep.
Yeah.
But I can't take Benadryl because it'll knock me out in like 20 minutes. It's bad.
It does.
Yeah. Cody's like, I could take like 2 and still like sit there and chat. And I'm like, no.
I'm out.
I look at Benadryl and I'm like, I'm kind of sleepy. Yeah. It's pretty bad. But I'm sorry you didn't get to read outside. It is stinging mosquitoes. You got to 25%. You're finding it super interesting. That's awesome. I'm so happy that you're able to make pretty good progress. In 12 pages and got into my PJs and make granola and yogurt. I love granola and yogurt. My tummy does not love dairy, but I do love some granola and yogurt. That's okay. I did it to myself, I think. I think I just ate too much dairy, and then my body was like, okay, we're done for the rest of our lives. You found this print just in time. You're picking up Mistborn. Oh, I am so intrigued by Mistborn. Cody, you just read the first one, didn't you? Yeah, so Cody just read Mistborn, which is like the first of the trilogy. He just wants me to show you guys all his books. The first one. And he said he loved it. And I am intrigued because, Amy, do you know much about Mistborn?
Mm-mm. If it's not in like the mystery or thriller genre, I'm like completely.
Fair enough. That's fair. So their powers actually come from like metals.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I love whenever people do that. You know, like let's not just be born with this specific power, but like let's manipulate things or work things to where we can have them. I don't know. That's really cool to me. That's also why I really liked Vicious by V.E. Schwab. If you guys have not read that one, that's a great one. That is one. You're nodding your head. I don't think you've read it, Amy. You would like that one.
Okay.
It's not necessarily like a mystery, but it is more like thriller-esque and like you don't know. I like that. Like you don't know if you're rooting for the good guy or the bad guy. It's interesting.
Ooh,
like
that's nice.
You know which person you're rooting for, but you don't know if they are good or bad. It's really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound interesting.
It's fast to read, so you'd like it. And you read that. It was super cute. correct yourself. Sorry, I should have said that. And you just read the first 3 in the Ladies Guide series. Oh, okay. I am so intrigued. My mom had bought that book, the first one, after I convinced her to read The Most Agreeable Murder, which is one of my, like, I loved that book. And I was like, it's super cute. It's clean. And it's like Regency sort of era. Like, you'll love this, Mom. And she read it and she did love it. And so then she saw the Ladies Guide and was like, oh, this is kind of the same lines. I should get this. And then neither of us have read it yet, even though she's had it for months. Yeah. Did you ever read The Most Agreeable Murder?
Yes. I loved it.
It was a very good book. I loved
it.
Yes. And every time I think about it, the thing that sticks out the most to me is her sister, where it's like, are you trying to hint at like that she's a werewolf? Because everything you say, it's like, you never fully say it. And I love that. Like the little cliff notes at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It was so good.
It was so good.
Yes. I loved it. On Sunday evenings, you go to the Killing Time with Cozy Sprints. Oh, yes. You did tell me about that. And your TBR grows like crazy, especially on scavenger hunt weeks. I have been told that time and time again, and it is probably a good thing I have not gone to a Killing Time with Cozies yet, because that would probably happen for me. Yeah. It's like I already follow Amy Marie, and everything that you suggest I always put on my list, because it's like, I'm sure I'm going to love it. So far, you have not done me wrong, and so I should not go find someone else. You read 36 pages in the Lost Bookshop and supper prepped and in the oven. Look at you. You were so
delicious.
Yeah, and very productive. I like that. You love the borrowers. Okay, so see, I'm not crazy. It was a thing. I was like, am I making this? Oh, maybe I am.
No.
I know. It was a thing. I don't remember anything about the books, just so you know. Listening to The Ark and the Dove, biblical fiction. Never heard of that one, but it sounds cute. I like it. Grandma Susan's always reading some very interesting books, and I love that. Yes. The Littles. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I forgot about The Littles. That was the sort of stuff I was reading. Apparently, well, okay, so fun fact. Whenever I was growing up, my maiden name was Small. Small, and I am only 5'2". So
it's fitting.
I like little people, I guess. I don't know. And so, yeah, if it had small people in it, I was like, I'm there. Sign me up.
I don't know if I look tall on camera, but I'm like 5'9", 5'10". So yeah, like I feel like people would be surprised sometimes. But then I have like really long arms, so I'm like, okay, maybe.
I feel like you and Sam are probably very similar heights. And then I'm over here like, I would look like your child. Because Piper is 4 years old in a couple months. And where does she go? Like up to my waist, if not a little bit higher already. Wow. Yeah, because she takes after Cody, who is an entire foot taller than I am. So I'm very short. Laura, you have heard of The Borrowers, but never read or watched it. I can't remember if I would recommend it or not, to be honest, because I don't remember anything about the books, but I read all of them. I do know that. And you have a set of hardcover Hardy Boys books from the 60s. You've read them all, but not for many years. Wow. That's a collection, though. That's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to say that word wrong. The Secret World of Arrietty? Is an animated yeah. Okay. It's an animated retelling of The Borrowers. Oh, how fun. See, I would probably enjoy that then. I kind of like, now that we're talking about this, want to read The Borrowers again, but I don't at the same time. Like, I have so many books. Amy Marie, were you homeschooled as a child? I homeschool my kids, and the things that you read as a child give major homeschool vibes.
I wasn't homeschooled, but I did go to like smaller like Christian schools growing up. So I feel like sometimes there's a little bit of overlap with
Gotcha.
I don't know, the reading list and stuff for that. Like Twilight was actually banned at like the schools. Like you couldn't have it on the school property. Or like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I found really sad because I love Harry Potter. But yeah, so no, I haven't been homeschooled, but like smaller schools, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. I never really thought about that, Erica, until you said that, but it's like, oh, that's actually kind of true because we do homeschool. So like now I'm in that whole world of all the books and stuff and the ones they recommended. It is like, oh, wow, they do overlap. Never really noticed that. There were so many books you never read in your childhood. So reading now as an adult. Yes. I think that's why I read so many middle grade books because I did not read these when I was in middle school. And I just love middle grade books. Like I am such
I love
I'm
them.
such a fan. There's because they feel good. Like when I'm reading them, I know even if they're covering really hard topics or there is like sadness that's happening in the book, I know I'm gonna walk away feeling like, wow, that was like such that just wasn't a wasted time, you know? And like the funny ones, I know I'm gonna walk away feeling like I was hugged and I'm like, I love it. I love it. I'm a big fan. It's been in the high 80s and 94% humidity here. Oh my goodness. And you're fine with the heat, but the wet cloth filling over my face, I could do without. Yes.
I would die.
It is just so gross. It is so gross. It's not, yeah, not for the faint of heart. Hi, Maddie's hubby. He's like in his own world now. He would say hi though. And then mom is telling Cody, go. Thanks for the sprints. You need to go to bed. Meeting all of your medical team tomorrow. It's always intense. Well, Susan, I will definitely be praying for you. And I know that you'll let me know how it all goes. So yeah, you're definitely in our thoughts and prayers. And I will talk to you about that tomorrow. So hopefully it all goes good. I know it's always stressful. You asked your mom if she still had my Goosebumps and Babysitter. Oh my gosh, I forgot about those Babysitter's Club books from my childhood. But I think we came to the conclusion they were destroyed in a flood we had 20 years ago. Oh, that's a bummer. Because that would have been a wonderful collection. I know. That would have been a wonderful collection, though. I did forget. I did read Goosebumps. Oddly enough, because I don't really like thrillers.
Oh, that's what I read. The Boxcar Children. Did you read that?
I did not.
Like they were like this kids. It was like 4 siblings. I don't know what happened to their parents or something, but they like figured out how to make it on their own. Lived in a boxcar.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
What I thought that book was about.
Maybe I'm making it up. I don't know.
No, like you might be right. I legit just took like, oh, Boxcar Children. Oh, they must like race boxcars.
No, like the train, like boxcars.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, they found like an abandoned one or something.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay. I just made it up as I went along, I guess. I have no idea. So, okay, well, I'll look into those and actually understand what the real premise of the book is because I was dead wrong. Dead wrong. Mom, you can't wait to read or talk about Wheel of Time series with Cody. Cody is so excited because he tells me all about it and I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying. None whatsoever. Doing a read along of the Wheel of Time books right now on the Shadow Rising. Hubby passed me by. He is on Crown of Swords. See, I don't know which books those are, but that's awesome that you were reading those. And I love that you and your husband are reading those kind of together because obviously Cody and I are not doing that. But it's okay. I'll read them next year. And then I think he said he's going to try and reread them because he's doing like audio. And high fantasy is sometimes really hard for just audio. Yes.
Excuse me.
Nothing. He keeps thinking I'm talking smack about him. Like, he's right here. I wouldn't do that when he's here. Good night, Susan. Praying everything goes well for you. Yes, we are. She's telling Mom, thank you. Vicious is a little mystery, a little bit thriller. Yep. That's how I would put it. It is not like another book that I have read, but that was also like one of the first books that I really was reading to get into or just like out of full-on mystery, because whenever I first started reading, that's kind of all I wanted to read was just mystery books. So I started reading that one, but it's really good. I really like it. And saying good night and sending good vibes. I have A Most Agreeable Murder on audio to start tomorrow on my way to visit family, 8-hour drive. Oh my goodness. I hope that you enjoy it because it really was such a great time. I had the best time reading that book. It was also like, it was just funny. And it was such well-placed humor. I liked it.
I liked it. It was cheeky.
Yes, exactly. That's the best way to describe it. It definitely was cheeky. And just like her parents were just, they were so funny and just bonkers, really. Oh, and I cannot remember her name now because it's been a while, but like the old lady who was having to take notes during everything, she was so funny to me because she was the one who like was a playwright. Oh my gosh. I died. She was so funny. You're about 36% into book 4 of the Skyward series. And Maddie, I'd say there's definitely an order for how to fit Skyward Flight into the reading order. Okay, that's the novellas. So, Mom, whenever I'm done with this, I'll tell you to let me know which one to read next because you're now the pro of Skyward. The borrowers borrow things from big people to use, like watch for a clock, buttons for wheels, basically common items that bigs won't miss. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all I really remember about them. It's like, I'm sure they had so many books. I'm sure there was lots else going on, but on the phone with Mom, hoping to be back for the next sprint. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. She gave you life. You spend time with her, you know? I also remember the Taffy Sinclair books and the Boxcar Children. I have a few of them still. I've never heard of Taffy Sinclair. Love Boxcar Children. Okay.
I was like, I think it's been a while. It's been like 20 years or something, maybe.
Oh my goodness, how funny. They use a train boxcar and make it into a place to live because I think it was because they don't want to live where they were placed. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense. And that makes way more sense as to why it would be an entire series because just racing boxcars probably wouldn't last very long. You grew up reading Choose Your Own Adventure and Sweet Valley Twins. Oh, Sweet Valley Twins. I do vaguely remember that one. Couldn't remember anything about it.
I did read the Choose Your Adventures. I liked those.
Yeah, I never did. I didn't know those ones. And you have been immersive reading with World of Time books. That's how I'm going to have to do it. I don't think I can just read or just listen on those ones because they're so heavy. So that's how I'll be having to do it. You're right. The first book, they live in a boxcar because they don't want to be split up. Oh, that's so sad, but so sweet.
It was a really heartwarming series, though. I loved the relationship between all of them.
Yeah. Vicious also reminds me a little of the TV show Heroes or maybe X-Men. Oh, yeah. I could absolutely see that it being very similar to Heroes in the way where you're not really sure who you're rooting for, but you're going to keep rooting for them. It was so good. And apparently there's a second, so I need to read the second one. You started reading the Wheel of Time series in March and just plowed my way through all 14 books. Yep. Took me a bit of time to decompress. I know. And she was like, I'm going to go read Dune after this. And I was like, no, you're not. Because that's going to be months more. And then I'm going to need you to have read some books for me because I need to talk to people about them. That makes sense, Amy. I love that for you. A small Christian school would be my next choice. Also, my husband and I visited Arizona for my 30th birthday this year, and we are in love. Oh, there you go. I hadn't visited since I was in like 5th grade, so I don't remember anything about it.
I love it. It's beautiful. I mean, people don't realize it's like there's the desert, but there's also pine trees and snow, and like there's really a wide variety of different like types of plants and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that. I would have been like, no, it's just like cactus. That's all you got, right?
I mean, a good like half the state, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. The borrowers have to move, so that's the series is all about their travels. Okay, that's apparently what I read, but I didn't remember that. Yes, good job, Mom. I'm also very proud of you. And just seeing the Boxcar Children Discord. What? My little brother's 1st grade teacher started him on this series before school ended, and he and I have been checking the rest out from the library. I love that. That's so sweet. And thinking of getting him a box set for his birthday. Ooh. Oh, speaking of box sets. Okay, Amy, I don't know if you were part of any of this conversation, but I feel like you were there at some point. So on a sprint a while back, we had all talked about How to Train Your Dragon. Were you a part of this sprint?
I remember it because I didn't know there were books for that.
Yes. Okay. So
I
we
was
did
shocked.
Talk about that. Yeah. Yes. And then we were like, hold on. There's like 11 or 12 of them. And we sit there and we had this conversation. And then Sam and I ended up talking about it multiple times because we both were still shocked. And then she was trying to find information about it. And we're like, oh, we all need to be like reading these, blah, blah, blah. Well, I ended up finding like the day after we all talked about this, I found the entire set at Savers. We had walked down the aisle and the lady literally took them out of her cart and put them on the shelves. And Cody looks over and he's like, I'm going to need you to put those in our cart. And so like they didn't even touch the shelves because we found the entire set. So I'm like,
it was fate.
Yeah. And we're like, are we supposed to buy books? No, but we just talked about How to Train Your Dragon. And then we found them for $1.29 a piece. And we have the entire set now.
I mean, they're basically paying you to take them at that point.
True. It's true. And they were in such good shape and they're super cute. I didn't really look at the other ones, you know, once I knew, okay, this is the whole series. I didn't take my time to look at each one, but they're really cute. So I'm like staring at them because they're right there. I'm very excited. We're gonna have to figure out a way to read all those. But you believe the littles are similar to the borrowers. I do remember that, but they had tails. Yep. But it has been a bit since I read that one. I read The Borrowers with my kiddo a few years ago. I loved that. You loved that. Okay, and Annie, you're going to bed. Hubs and I are going to watch a show together. Oh, I love that. Okay, well, you go have a wonderful evening with your Hubs, and I hope that you watch a fantastic show. Oh, and you meant Discourse, not Discord. Okay, I was like, man, people really like these boxcar people because there's a whole Discord. So, my bad. There's not. Okay, well, wow, that was almost 30 minutes exactly, which is amazing. So we're going to do a shorter sprint just because my head is starting to get like more congested. And so I'm going to want to take some medicine soon, which is going to then knock me out. So we're going to just do like a 30-minute sprint and then we'll come back on. We'll kind of catch back up, see where we all got. And then Maddie's going to log off for the night because I'm going to need some sleep just because I have not been able to get the best sleep right now. Because of this. I know. But luckily, I don't have the crazy one that I was telling you about earlier that everyone around me is getting. And it just keeps taking out more people. So we have been spared with that. So hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and set all the stuff up. And we'll come back on, again, on the top of the hour. So I'll see all of you guys. Hello, guys. That was
Hello.
a very fast sprint. I mean, that was like legit sprint. But I think that it was perfect timing. I didn't get any reading done. I'm not going to lie, because I just can't focus on a book right now. So It's okay. I got other things done. And I saw that you were reading. Are you still enjoying your book, Amy?
Yes, and something really big just happened, so now I'm just like,
Yeah.
am I gonna have to stay up for this because I'm tired? It's only 8 o'clock here, which I know is,
Yeah.
but I'm one of those, I go to bed early.
Yes. Yes,
Um,
I get it.
I didn't get a whole lot of reading done. I actually had to answer a couple things for work real quick, but
Yeah.
I did get like another 20 some pages, so I have like 60 pages left, and I'm like, can I do it tonight? And
Right?
still
Like
sleep.
part of you's like, it's just 60 pages, you know, and then later on you realize like 3 hours later, you know, you're still reading it.
Wake up in the morning, you're like, I shouldn't have done this to myself.
Yes. Yes. That's how I felt because I stayed up late the other night to finish our book, The Sins in Second Degree Murder. And I'm thankful that I did because it really, really was so good. And then I was able to take it back to the library because I'm pretty sure it's like was due back as soon as I returned it. But yeah, I was tired. I was tired the next day, but it was a very good book. So sometimes it's worth it, but man, well, now I'm intrigued because you're like, something big just happened and I want to know what it is. Okay, where did we leave off? Annie was leaving. We were talking about boxcar children. Oh, Joanne, hello, sweet friend. Hello. What are you guys working on tonight? I was reading Starsight from Skyward and taking medication is really what it came down to.
Echoes of Memory.
It sounds really, really good. She talks about it on her Instagram. Yeah, and I was intrigued. And then whenever you talked about it again, I was like, I'm still just as intrigued. So
I'm excited. It comes out next month, and I've never read anything by this author before, but I'm like, well, apparently I need to be looking at her other books now.
yeah. Yeah. Do you know if she has like a long backlist?
I thought I looked it up, and I thought she's the co-author of the Abbott and Lowell Forensic Mysteries, the FBI K9 novels, and the NYPD Negotiator series.
Oh.
And what's interesting is she specialized in infectious disease research before she became a writer. And I feel like the science really comes through. Like you can really see the very analytical part of that.
Wow. What a thing to be a specialist in, you know? That is not my calling at all.
I'm glad they're there, but I couldn't do it.
Yes. Yeah. No, most of those things gross me out. So, wow.
I'm afraid of needles.
Awesome.
So.
Same. I'm terrified of them. Just, I don't do them. If at all possible, I don't do them. So, you're reading Defiant, book 4 off Skyward series. I'm telling you. So I was like, oh, we'll take the next 4 months to read these for our Patreon. But like all of us are pretty much, except for me, I feel like I'm lacking. But they're all just like, yeah, so I've already started book 3 or I've already started book 4. And it's like, okay, we'll finish early. But that's awesome, Mom. I hope that you were enjoying it. And yeah, she said that she was going to jump off early. Totally get it. Thanks for this, Miss. You're so welcome. We're just going to do a quick little bye because it's late here. It is 10 o'clock here. You chatted, read a bit, and worked on the sprinting spreadsheet. You are such a wonderful, wonderful person. Thank you so much, Christina, for working on all of that. If you guys don't know, Christina does a spreadsheet that you can also find on Reading with Dr. B, I believe. Christina, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you can find it other places, but I know for sure you can find it there. And it's a spreadsheet that tells you when all of the different sprints happen on BookTube. Anytime she finds new ones, she's popping them on there. So it is a very, it's a up-to-date list as long as she knows.
That's awesome.
I know it's a lot of work, but it's amazing. And I am so thankful to be a part of that. So thank you so much for having me on there and for just doing all that you do. And you are so very welcome. And I'm going to enjoy my nighttime and go night-night. And thank you. I hope that I feel fine. It's just a lot of sinus pressure, especially like after the end of the day. And just, I think talking and things like that, it just kind of starts centralizing it or whatever. I don't know. So like I'm hurting like right here. It's weird. It's a weird spot, but it's very specific. Okay, so it was reading with Dr. B. Okay. Yes, and that's a wonderful page to also follow if you guys have not
I need to check that
already.
out.
Yes. Yeah, and they also have some people who they do like, oh, I'm probably going to butcher. I think you call it like a sprint train. So like one person like in this area of the world starts it, and then it automatically will take you to the next person's page whenever their sprint starts. But they pretty much have it to where it's like 24/7 there are sprints going, because there's people from all over the world. So you have people who are awake while we're sleeping, and then vice versa. So
Wow.
yeah, I know, it's this whole thing, and it's like, woo, who knew? Who knew? So if you ever need sprint, that's where to go.
I'm like so behind. This is like, I'm in my like 2.5 years into BookTube, and this is my first year actually like doing reading sprints.
Oh,
and I don't know how. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just was like, I'm too scared. Like, what if I do something like awkward or something? And then I was like, oh, this just doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, you just live through it. You live through it. I do awkward stuff all the time because I'm just naturally an awkward turtle. And that just kind of is what it is. But they're fun. I like doing them. I love to be able to talk with people. And even though we can't all sit and like talk face to face, it is nice. I love whenever I'm able to have one of you guys on here with me to just be able to kind of talk with you guys, but then also be able to talk to other people, which is just, it's fun. And we learn about lots of books and lots of other things. We have some strange conversations.
Cherry festivals.
I know. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I thought about that. I'm still just gobsmacked that that's a thing. And then one night we even talked forever about like if people like sweet tea or not sweet tea. And then my little Southern heart was just shocked that people don't drink sweet tea and like they hate it.
Yeah, it's not like a thing really over here, at least not that I know of. So yeah.
It's fine. I totally get it. But I was more just like, wow, I guess I live in a bubble. I don't know.
I'd try it. It sounds good.
Yeah. It's a lot if you've never had it before. Sweet tea.
Oh gosh. Are we back on this?
Yes. But hey, in my defense, Amy brought up the cherry festivals. So
Cherry.
yes. Yes, the sprinting train. Okay. But I think they paused it for, the Amazing Readathon, but hopefully it will be on again soon. Those are Tuesdays and Thursdays. So there you go. There it is. That's the information. I was like, it's somewhat, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. Because Leandra, who helped us with the Mystery and Mayhem Readathon, she is a part of that. So that's kind of how I got to learn about that. Cherry Festival is crazy amounts of people. I believe it.
Where is the Cherry Festival?
So Sam, they do one close to where Sam lives. And I was like, well, we're going to come visit.
Okay.
Sweet tea is not a thing there either, but your favorite years were in the South. So yum. Okay. So she does get it. But yeah, it's shocking to me that in our just one country, we don't have the same things, like it's different all over. And like some people up north have literally never had sweet tea, which to me, I'm just like, I thought that was an American thing, but I guess it's not. I think it is very much divided. And as my mom literally is saying, is sweet tea is part of the food pyramid in the South. It's true. It's true. It's like the base.
Sure, like what Arizona special like drink would be. I don't. We have like prickly pear stuff, like prickly pear jam, and I think
we don't.
I don't drink, but I think people make like prickly pear margaritas or like some kind of drink like that.
Yeah.
But I can't think of like an everyday drink that we drink that isn't something I think other people drink.
We don't do the prickly pear stuff here. And if we do, it's very synthetic. So, it's a highly processed thing. Most of us don't like it. So that might be something, because I didn't even think about it, but like we don't have prickly pears around here.
Well, you got to think too, like what people throughout our country have access to.
What people throughout our country have access to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like up north, they have access to different things because, I don't know, their soil's different.
Yeah. Different soils throughout the United States, which is why they're able to have cherry festivals, but we can't, because ours would not survive in the heat.
Me neither.
But we have pumpkins. We have lots of pumpkins. In the fall, they thrive here. Those and
Right.
sunflowers. We have lots of sunflowers, so that's really pretty. I like that.
We get
Traverse City,
tomatoes.
that's the one. Traverse City, Michigan. That's where they have the city or the cherry
What is
capital. Traverse City, Michigan.
it? Where's that from? Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure one of you guys was talking about it all started from a book that was the like farm to table mystery books. Have you heard of those? Okay, so
Yes, it's on my TV as well.
yeah, mine too. Mine too. Because of this talk about cherry festivals, it's the only reason that it is on my list of books I want to read is because of these stinking festivals we keep talking about.
Hey, is Michigan where they have the big Ren Fair?
Do they have a big Ren Fair, Renaissance Fair in Michigan, if anybody knows?
Is it Michigan or Ohio?
Yeah, I don't know either. We did go to like one that was close by and it was pretty fun, but I've heard that there's bigger, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Here, sweet tea is when they give you a packet of sugar. Well, that's not here. Yeah, real Southern sweet tea is not a thing. Yeah, that's just so crazy.
Dude,
Up north. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Because I tried to order some when I was up in Alaska once, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, how am I the crazy one? Like, you don't even know what it is? And they're like, no. Okay.
We do.
So, and they do ask, they do look at you weird. They do. But that's okay. I look at them weird when they don't have it. So sometimes I miss the South. I mean, minus the fact that diabetes is very prevalent because of our sweet tea love. That's probably not the best.
Right.
And you're in New York and only had it when I went to see your friend in Louisiana. Yep. Oh, Louisiana is even worse.
I should have been born in Louisiana.
Oklahoma and Arkansas when it comes to their sweet tea. Hold up your hand, look at your palm, and Traverse is basically at the pinky finger. There you go.
There you go.
At the pinky finger. She's saying, like, so if this is Michigan, Traverse is there.
Oh, I got you. Right on.
I've never heard someone describe that. That's pretty cool.
That's
And you have heard of Ren Fairs, but I think they're south of where I am, so not sure.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That might also be a southern thing. We take our Ren Fairs
No.
like we take our sweet tea.
Pretty sure it's like Ohio or Oregon has one where it's literally 200,000 or 300,000 people.
Oh, wow. I don't want to go there then. I love people. I don't love that many people in one space. Nope. Not my thing. Okay, well, I'm starting to get loopy because my medication's starting to kick in. So, Amy, thank you so much for being here, for spending time with me. It means so much. I had a blast, and I'm happy that we were able to make today work since we couldn't get last week to work. And I thank all of you guys for being here with us. Make sure that you go and you follow Amy if you guys have not already. She is wonderful. She does basically all your videos have to do with like thrillers, mysteries, cozy mysteries for the most part. Occasionally you'll branch out, but that's for the most part.
There's a mystery at the heart of the book. There we are.
He's going to read it. Yeah. And then she does super cute videos that have like little stop animation sort of things on it. Oh, they're cute. I love whenever you do those little cartoons that go with them.
Yeah. They're
so
fun.
Cute. So cute. So you guys make sure you go follow her. And I have nothing else. Is there anything that you need to announce or whatnot to the world? No.
Nope. Just catching up on life.
Videos to edit and get out there. So I hear that. All right. Well, you guys are very, very welcome. They do have LARPing there, just so you know.
Yes.
That's live action role playing for those that don't know. And Mom, you're very, very welcome. She's like, I had no idea. And I will talk to you guys later, and as will Amy. All right. Bye, guys.